Like I said, there's not a lot of fuel in there. So give me a second, I'll be right back. We're going to drain this out. Okay, whoa, I didn't mean to scare you like that. I know you're expecting a lawnmower and you got this hunk of a man. Let me tell you something. Kohler did a pretty good thing here. I'm going to show you what we got. Now this is not a spark-proof flashlight or a fuel tank certified flashlight. So those things exist. Be very careful when you're dealing with fuel vapors. In this fuel tank, you'll see that straw looking thing down at the bottom. And that straw looking thing is right in here. And what that straw looking thing does is it allows the sediment in the fuel tank, if you can see below it, not sure if the camera sees it, there's actually small little pebbles of dirt in there. And that straw looking thing rides above it. So you have a little tiny swimming pool below the fuel tank for sediment to sit in, but yet that straw looking thing is above the fray. Kind of smart. I like that. The problem is there any sediment in that straw looking thing that's slowing fuel from going into the carb bowl, which would cause surging? So I'm going to take the fuel line off at the fuel tank and just make sure that there's no issues with that straw looking thing. So to do that, same thing with the carburetor side. Just undo this little clip, pull it off if you can. Sometimes easier said than done. But remember what I said at the start of the video is, look at your easiest stuff first. Look at the air cleaner, look at the spark plug, look at the fuel situation. Before you start buying things or tearing into things, just look at what's going on. That snorkel looking thing that I was talking about, and that's what we want to make sure is clear and doesn't have any blockage. The one way to do it would be to put it to your lips and blow. The other way to do it is to take a little parts cleaner and shoot it through. And that's what we'll do. It could be drawing closed too. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to pull this. I think this is drawing shut and not allowing fuel to get pulled in. It looks like it's sucking it shut. Like the carburetor's sucking it shut right here. That's a screen, that's a screen, that's a screen. That's a screen, that's a screen, that's a screen. And that looks like blockage. So it looks like this is a problem. It looks like it's sucking it shut. The carburetor, the fuel pump is vacuumed from the carburetor, and I believe that the carburetor is sucking this shut and we're starving it for fuel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thoroughly clean out the fuel system, the fuel tank, and gosh, I hate to do it. We need to order them a new one of these, but to see if we can fix the mower and get it running, is I'm just going to scrap this and just go with a straight fuel line like every other mower. And so what I need to do with that is I need to make sure that we clean inside this tank thoroughly. Best way to do that would be to flush it and let it just free flow out with the fuel line. So that's what I'm going to do. Put the fuel line back on. And I'm just going to fill it back up with some fuel and let it free flow out and try to get all that crap out of there. I'm going to order him a blade and a blade adapter for one of his mowers. And so when I do that, I will order him a new one of these little screens, and I can put one of these screens on by, even with a full tank, pulling it off, holding it with my thumb, putting that little screen in the hose, and sticking it back together real fast. Very little loss of fuel. And we can do that. In the meantime, I need to clean in here. So to do that, I'm just going to hit it real quick to make sure this stuff is loose. A little bit of fuel and let it drain. Now without that straw, this is going to come out relatively quick, and that's what we want. We want it to come out quick. So we're going to flush this out real quick. Yeah, see how much faster that is? Much better. It's going into the bucket, guys. I just want to make sure it's all out. See? We got all that dirt that was down there in the little pool straight down. So now we can start with making sure the carburetor is clean with the butterfly and the needle and seat. That needs to be clean, and then we can take it from there. These